Donald Trump's anti-democratic derangement is now running wild throughout the Democratic Party. Need proof? Today, 106 House Republicans signed on in support of killing democracy in Trump's Hail Mary attempt to overturn the election and save himself from the consequences of returning to civilian life without the legal protections of the presidency. Now, again, that's more than half of House Republicans who are no longer even pretending to believe in democracy, asking the Supreme Court to disenfranchise tens of millions of voters, including Republican voters, by the way, because they refuse to accept that black voters, along with Brown and AAPI and young voters and suburban Democrats in those states, elected Joe Biden over the objections of a majority of white Americans who supported Trump. The decision to support Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's delusional lawsuit, asking the Supreme Court to throw out all of the legal votes in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, comes after Republican attorneys general from 17 red states filed an amicus brief in support of the Looney Tunes Texas lawsuit. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that Trump himself personally warned Georgia's attorney general not to rally support against it. And today, Trump met with Ken Paxton and several other AGs. All but two are from states signing on to the Texas suit. Donald Trump has already personally asked Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz to argue the case if the court hears the case that most legal experts say is hopeless. More than 24 states filed motions against it. Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro called the lawsuit a seditious abuse of the judicial process. And for more, I'm joined by the Reverend Al Sharpton, president of the National Action Network and host of Politics Nation right here on MSNBC, and Charlie Sykes, editor-at-large of The Bulwark. And Rev, this is nothing short, to me, of white nationalism in action in our political system. It's anti-democracy, but it's anti a specific kind of democracy. The guy who's leading, the newest lawyer involved in this, is a guy named John Eastman, a professor at Chapman University, and a birther who tried a birther attack on Kamala Harris. They're only going after cities where there's a predominance of black voters and saying that's where the fraud is. Am I wrong on this? Because I see this as a direct war against black voters.
You're absolutely right on this. When you look at where they have methodically gone after black voting districts, black voting areas, they're not questioning all of the votes in a state or even a city, but they've targeted certain areas. They are directly trying to disenfranchise and criminalize black voters. And we need to call it for what it is. This is a clear racist attempt to disenfranchise black voters by people that have celebrated the nuking of the Voting Rights Act and the fact that we've not been able to pass the John Lewis Act. So the state attorney generals that would have been subject to national clearance, judicial clearance, had we kept Section 4 and 5 in the Voting Rights Act, can now sit up in the White House and plan what is tantamount to the disenfranchisement of black voters. It would have been barred if the Voting Rights Act was still in full effect.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.